So the other day when I unboxed my shiny new Pilot Custom 823, I was so excited to get it. I got that endless ink that I was so excited to get. I forgot to actually record the inking process, which is, these are vac fillers, so it's a really fun, kind of different way to fill a pen. If you've never filled with a vac filler, it's a little intimidating at first, but it's once you get the hang of it, it's great. It's easy. And it really fills this pen up, which this pen has a 2 milliliter capacity or thereabouts, so it can hold a ton of ink. These A23s are designed to be comfortable to hold, comfortable to write with, and with enough capacity they can be a daily workhorse pen, and be a really rewarding experience too. All the things that, I'm not just saying that because that's what they should be, or that's the way people describe them. This is exactly my experience with this pen. I've got kind of a medium large hand. This fits very well. I could write for hours with it and have. The collar is just right for my writing style. I'm a left-handed underwriter, so this fits great. Rests very comfortably in my hand when I'm writing. The threads just above the collar where the cap screws down are super smooth. You don't feel like you're cutting or grinding into your fingers after an extended period of time. So this is a fantastic writing experience. This nib is a Pilot size 15 nib, so it's kind of in the larger size of the Pilot nibs. The next size up is the size 30 nib, which the Urushis have, which is well beyond anything I'm going to be getting for a long time. But that's okay. So I'm super happy with this level. So like I said, this is a medium. Previously, before I got this one, I had this one. This is my 823 in fine. I've had this one for about a month now or so. Really enjoy it. So I'm just going to do a quick writing sample between the two. And you can see the difference in those nibs. So let me get a notebook here. Look at this. I'm just going to use this DVD to hold it down. Okay, so let me start with the fine. Put this back. It makes me very nervous to see a pen with a cap off of it. So let's start with the fine. And this is a Pilot Custom 823 in fine. And this is Pilot Iroshizuku, and this is what is this? Hamairo ink, otherwise known as Sky. Okay, just beautiful blue. These Pilot, I find that the Pilot inks, the Iroshizuku inks, pair really well with the pens. It tends to be a really glassy, nice, very smooth experience for me. So let's see, I'll do some of these little squigglies that people like to do. I've made disclaimers about my handwriting in the past. I am obviously not an artist. I write for my mental health, which I find it very a fantastic tool for writing and keeping my brain on straight. I'm clearly not an artist, but just give you an example of how the ink flows. It flows very smoothly. The lines are very consistent. There's just a little bit of flex in this nib. I don't. Some people say it's a bit bouncy. Yeah, not for me. You know, this is not what I would describe as a bouncy nib, but there is a tiny bit of flex there. You can see those downstrokes are a little bit wider than those cross strokes. And then the ink flow is just fantastic. It's just pumping the ink out without making a mess out of it. So I really like that that Hamairo ink. So there's the fine. Put that right there. Let's look at the medium here. Generally I don't post, so I'm not going to post. Let's take that off. Let's go Pilot. Ooh, a little hard start. Look at that. That's the second time today. Interesting about this ink. I've never had a hard start with the Iroshizuku ink, but this ink, I just wrote a line with this maybe 5 minutes ago. and it had a bit of a hard start there with the cap on. So interesting. Pilot custom 823 in medium, and this is Endless Alchemy and Candy C. I really love the color of this Candy C. It had been out of stock, hard to find. They didn't have it at Jet Pens, they didn't have it at Goulet, they didn't have it at Gold Spot. Really hard to find. They had it at Jet Pens, so I got it from Jet Pens. And now it's out of stock again, so I was lucky to get a couple bottles. And there's my little squigglies, nice and smooth. As you can see, as I mentioned in one of my other videos, I'm a really lazy writer. You can see how I'm kind of stretching and I'm not really keeping my angles correct. And despite my terrible attention to detail when writing, it still writes really, really nicely. This medium and this fine, and both are pretty forgiving for my style of writing, or lack of style, I guess it were. So 1, 2, 3. Interesting, those hard starts. And then yeah, I'm having a little trouble with this Candy C. Look at that. Most interesting. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's open enough. You know, sometimes they say 2 millimeters, and maybe I didn't have that open enough. Maybe I'm my own worst enemy here. All right, I got to pay closer attention to the gap I have here. This one has been writing fine for a while, and the gap, yeah, maybe I had it a little closed, a little too closed. So I'll have to pay closer attention to that. Okay, so let me see if I can finish this out. Come on now. Wow. Well, this is new. Let's try another line. Try a higher angle. Try a lower angle. Wow. Well, it worked in rehearsal. Yeah, I've got a good gap there. Plenty of ink. This thing is full. Maybe it got a little dried up. Looks a little dried up right there, doesn't it? Yeah. Looks like my nib got a little dry. Interesting. Well, I'm going to have to learn a little bit more about pens here in a minute and figure out why this is behaving the way it is. Maybe rinse this feed out. I must have left it uncapped and wasn't paying attention. I was writing fine 5 minutes ago. So, well, here we go. The original intention here was to show you the difference between the two, the size of the nibs, which I think I've accomplished that goal. I've shown that maybe I need to do a little bit more research about how this ink behaves in this pen. But I really like that ink film. Look at the sheen. I don't know if you can pick it up on my inferior camera setup here, but the sheen is fantastic. Okay, well, there you go. 2 excellent pens. Maybe not a great ink and pen pairing there. I guess I'll have to figure it out. Thank you.